Hello everyone, and for those of you catching this on the replay, my name is Janae of JanaeM.com. I go by the Millennial Money Minister. My official title is Financial Consultant, and I teach people how to manage their money. So it is June, and for the month of June, which is National Home Ownership Month, I am sharing tips to help you position yourself to buy a home. I created a course called The Blueprint, Buying a Home and Building Wealth with Real Estate. And so all throughout the month, I've been going live on Facebook and here on YouTube to share with you information that can help position you to prepare for home ownership. Now, my approach to doing this is putting you in a position financially where you are debt-free and you have more than enough cash not to just be able to buy a home, but when you get in the home, be able to afford to maintain the home and keep up with what needs to be done, but also to have money available to be able to invest and build wealth for you and your family and to enjoy life. So that's my approach, and in my course we talk a lot about the mindset of being a homeowner, how you need to prepare financially from budgeting to saving and paying off debt. I walk you through the home buying process, and I teach you, after you buy your home, what are some things you can do to pay your mortgage off faster, again, because that frees up cash for you to do other things. So this week, the theme is the pre-qualification process. And today, I wanted to talk specifically about credit score and what credit score do you need to qualify and why is credit even important. So when going for a mortgage loan, credit is a numerical number that basically tells a lender how effective you are in keeping your promises. What credit does is it shows how likely are you to pay someone back who gave you money, be it having a credit card account, student loans, a personal loan, a car loan. Based on your credit history with those companies, if you paid them back, then the banks are confident that you'll do the same thing with them. And so likewise, if you have not paid your creditors, if you have accounts that are in default status or they're late, then that's an indication to a lender as well that you won't be likely to pay them back. And so taking you on as a client would be a risk to them as a business. So credit plays a huge role when it comes to buying a home. But if you're somebody who is concerned about credit, the good news is that you don't need to have an incredibly high score in order to qualify, but I would recommend it. Tomorrow we're going to be talking more about what credit score is ideal when buying a home, but today we're dealing specifically what do you actually need to qualify. So I've been meeting a lot with mortgage lenders and brokers, and come to find out there's a lot of flexibility out there in helping you to get a loan. Even if you don't have credit, there are opportunities to find out, if you have paid a company a certain number of payments for a certain product like furniture, or if you bought something on credit that wasn't reported to the credit bureaus, there's a way to build a credit profile for you that way. So if you're somebody who made a few mistakes but you want to buy a home, then this video is definitely for you, basically to encourage you that you don't need to have, again, an incredibly high score in order to qualify for a home. But I do recommend you put in the work to increase your score as much as possible, simply because you pay less money, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So for today, we're focusing on what do you need to qualify in terms of credit. So the first thing is, when you go to apply for a loan, depending on which loan you get, if you are getting a government loan, then they're more flexible than bank loans. Why? Because they have more assets backing them. So with a government loan such as FHA, you only need a minimum of 580 to qualify for a mortgage loan. So again, to qualify for a mortgage loan with the government, such as an FHA loan, which stands for Federal Housing Administration, you only need a 580 credit score. So if you're somebody who is wondering, my credit is not that great, can I qualify? If you have at least a 580, you can qualify for an FHA government loan. Now, if you're going after a private loan, which has its benefits, that's something that I have. And so if you are going for a private loan, such as a conventional loan, you only need a 620 credit score in order to qualify. And so that's a low enough range where it can help a lot of people, but it's high enough to where if you have been through a series of mistakes and your credit is bad off, it's high enough where it gives you something to strive for. Now, again, we talked about why credit is important, but what I want to stress is that when you go through the homeownership process, because when your credit is pulled, that is an inquiry on your profile. It will cause your score to drop a few points. So you don't want to come in just at 580 or just at 620. You actually want to be a little bit over, so that way when your credit is pulled and it drops, usually it's less than 10 points. If it drops, you don't run the risk of being denied because you dropped within 10 points of where you need to be. Now, so ideally, if you can shoot to be 20 points above the minimum, that would be extremely helpful. So for FHA, 20 points to the 580 would make that a 600 credit score. And for conventional, that would put you at a 640. So I would strive to be at least 20 points above the minimum. So that way when your credit is pulled and it drops a few points temporarily, it goes away. You can still be at a score that meets at least the minimum requirements. Now, I built my credit from scratch. So I started at the age of 18, and now my credit score is well over 700. My philosophy is using cash and credit when you need to. So I do advocate for having a strong credit score. But if you need assistance with improving your credit or repairing your credit, there's free resources on Facebook. There's a Facebook group called Credit Warriors where you can get free resources, letters that you can put to work for you in order to help you clear some things off of your credit. I personally don't offer paid services right now for credit because of the fact that I never dealt with bad credit. I built my credit from 0 to well over 700 now. And so if you're somebody who just wants to understand more about how credit works, how you can begin establishing credit if you don't have credit, if you have been doing pretty good with your credit but you just want a little boost, I do have a training available on my website called Credit Clarity. And that will basically educate you on credit, how to check your credit, how to pull your credit reports, how to monitor it. So that way you understand how to keep your credit in great shape. Again, I stand by the philosophy of using cash and credit only when necessary. But if you do need help with repairing your credit, I definitely recommend that you go on Facebook and you find the Credit Warriors group for free resources. And if you, work with those templates, tools, and resources, and you still need assistance, I do have a referral partner that offers paid services for credit counseling, gets great results, and so I'd be happy to share that information with you. So again, as I shared earlier, this is one of the pieces that I include in my course, The Blueprint. And so if you want to, or if you're interested in buying a home for the first time, you've never owned a home before, then you can click the link below this video to find out more and enroll in the course. So thank you all for tuning in and for catching this on the replay, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.